All right. A couple of days ago, I came across an article. They were discussing the potential port, the unannounced port for GTA 6 for PC. All right, so they were interviewing, they were quoting a former Rockstar developer, but he was giving his 2 cents. Um, the main point being that Rockstar would prioritize what sells. In other words, they would focus on the console, primarily the PS5, right? Because that's where the money is. And to be honest with you, even to a layman like me, that's kind of obvious. I mean, no offense to my PC compatriots, but y'all don't pay for nothing. You know what I mean? You got your mods and you got your hacks, and y'all ain't buying those shark cards. I mean, that's that's part of the culture of being on PC. So, you know what I mean? They're not gonna, yeah, you're not making no money off y'all. So y'all can wait, year or two. Y'all can wait till 2027 before you get your PS GTA 6 port. So don't worry about it. Just hang tight, guys. Um, but as I was listening to it, um, I had a thought. I had a thought. I had a thought. Um, Not necessarily about GTA, but more about gaming in general. Gaming, video games, are an art form. I mean, hands down, through and through, video games are art. These developers are artists, man. They take ones and zeros and craft worlds and weave tapestries of realities that are just mind blowing. They make stories and they craft worlds and they artists. Video games are artistry. But what happens then when that that art becomes corporate? All right, and I can ask the question, and unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to see it, we have an answer. You know what I mean? These last 10 years have given us prime examples of what happens when artists get constrained by corporate greed. We know Arcane Studios. That's a recent one. They were kings back in the day. You know what I mean? They were titans in the gaming industry. Everyone knows about Dishonored. Everyone knows about that game. And even Prey. Even though Prey was kind of a sleeper hit. Prey was sick. Prey was damn good. Damn good game. But what happens? They get commissioned to make a live service game. And what do we get? We get Redfall. We get trash. You know what I mean? We get a game that no one wants. Now these guys, these developers, these men and women over there know how to make games, mind you, right? They know how to make games. But instead of making the game according to their own vision and their own artistic direction, they had to make a game, they had to make a live service game whose sole purpose is just to make money, just to be as profitable as possible. So what happens? The art gets pushed to the side to make money, and we get trash. We get dog water. We got, what's another example? We got BioWare. We got BioWare. BioWare. You know what I mean? The guys who made Knights of the Old Republic, the guys who made Jade Empire, the guys who made Mass Effect, guys who made games that literally defined some people's childhoods when those things came out. Like, incredible games. BioWare. You know what I mean? Dragon Age. I mean, these guys make games. Then they too, EA gives them a task. Yo, we need a live service game. So what do? They put their artistic vision aside to make a game purely for the purpose of making money. And what do we get? We get more dog water. We get Anthem. And Anthem, by all By all metrics, Anthem should have been incredible, but it wasn't, because the art was taken out in order to make as much money as possible. It's art. Video games are art, and when you cripple that artistic vision, that artistic direction, no man, you get trash. You lose the magic. We got this new one coming out, Suicide Squad. Look at that, Suicide Squad. We got Rocksteady. I ain't even got to spend no time on that, because everyone and their mama knows about Rocksteady and knows about the Arkham games. It's funny, actually. On a little side tangent, it's funny. It was a running joke back when I worked at GameStop among all of us. It must be a curse on the Batman IP that they can't make a game. They cannot make a good Batman game. That was a curse back in the day. That was the running joke we had. Every time a new Batman game came out, we always laughed, saying, "Yeah, man, here's another one for the pile," because we knew they were always bad. It was a cursed IP. Though I must admit, I actually did enjoy Vengeance on the GameCube. So, yeah. So Rocksteady comes along now and does the impossible. They make not only one good Batman game, they make a series of good Batman games. Games that are so good that some people consider them, I mean, in the top echelon of greatest games of all time. And then they get tasked to make a live service, always online, multiplayer, forever looter shooter to make buckets of money for WB. And so we get Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad isn't even out yet. Already, there ain't no one looking forward to that. There ain't no one even considering that. Most people even forgot he's coming out. That game there is dead on arrival. Suicide ain't even an option for that game. That game is done already. Now, once again, we have another example of a talented, artistic, capable team being shoehorned into a game whose sole purpose is to make money. And there's plenty of other ones. We got Marvel's Avengers. Imagine a Marvel's game bombing, already shut down. There's been so many of these live service games shut down over the last couple of years, and it's like, yeah, the purpose of a live service is just to make money. That's why these companies love them. That's why they keep pushing them, and that's why they keep failing, because it removes this artistic vision from it. There's a verse in the Bible that I love. All right, bear with me. It's in Psalm 11:3. It says, "If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do?" When those foundations, when your foundation determines everything else, that's just how it is. And when the foundation of your game is to make money, purely to make money, purely to squeeze as much time and money out of your player base as possible, to generate as much profit as possible, that is the sole foundation, the sole goal of your game, you're gonna get dog water. You're gonna get trash. We've seen it so many times in this last decade of gaming. And so, yeah, GTA 6 ex-developer said, yeah, man, they're trying to maximize those profits. And so be it. But then we have Naughty Dog drop the bombshell that they are canceling The Last of Us Online. And they give the reason. They say, looking at the scope and the scale of the game, they had a fork in the road. They had two paths, and they could either choose to become a solely live service studio, or stick to their heritage, stick to their foundation, and continue making wonderful narrative single-player games. And you know what they chose? They chose the latter. Imagine that in this day and age, a AAA company chose the latter. Because I'm telling you right now, regardless of what people say, I'm telling you right now, if they release The Last of Us live service multiplayer game, And if it wasn't broken and buggy, that would have made a ton of money. I am telling you that. I have no doubt that would have made a bucket of money. But they chose their artistic vision over just simply profit. And I have to give them props for that. I have to applaud them for that. Back in my day, back in the old days, you know how a game made money? By being so good that it couldn't be ignored. By being so fun that everyone had to tell their friends about it and sales went through the roof. That's how games back in my day were profitable. Not by squeezing and manipulating your player base into getting as much money as possible, but by making a product that was so good, everyone had to get on it. I was going through some articles today, and I came across an IGN interview with Hidekai Kamiya. I'm probably saying that wrong. But he was the vice president of Platinum Games. But he made us like he made like the Mighty 101. He made Bayonetta. Resident Evil 2, Devil May Cry, Beautiful Joe. He's a veteran, right? The interview asked him, "Why did you decide to leave Platinum Games?" His response is, quote, "My work with Platinum Games was based on a relationship of trust with the company. I decided to leave because I felt that the direction the company was heading in was different from my beliefs as a developer. Without that element of trust, I couldn't continue working there, and so I left, so that I could continue working in what I considered to be the right way. I don't think of games as products, but rather as works of art. I want to put my artistry into games and deliver games that could only be made by Hidekai Kamiya, so that players can enjoy Hidekai Kamiya games exactly as they are. I decided to leave the company and forge my own path to continue making games that reflect the developers who made them." End quote. Quite frankly, he said it better than I ever could. Gaming is art. And let's try to appreciate those developers that stick to their vision and not get consumed by profit and greed. All right, thanks for listening.